Hello, my name's Steve Colclough. I'm part of the Engenda group and I run the columns division of the group. I've always been a strong believer in you have a complete offering to the client. So we were never just a column services contractor. What I said to the client was, look, you have interface problems with multi-contractors on a turnaround event and on columns in particular. So let's take away some of those interfaces. And if we can say take a column from opening the external man doors, doing spade to spade, deal with all the distillation equipment issues, whether we've got to remove, replace, fabricate new, put patch plates in, new nozzles, weld overlay, even automated weld overlay. We developed the company so that we could do all of those things. So we're effectively a one-stop shop for columns in a column turnaround event. We did a couple of years ago on a European refinery, and it peaked at just under 200 men, 70,000 man hours on a single column turnaround event. We did 200 columns and drums. Some of that was revamp work. There was a lot of new nozzles that went in there. It was a huge job, but we pulled it together, and it was a 5-week event and came out of it with no injuries, a leak-free event. We did spade to spade. I think we turned over 4,000 spades in that particular event, and so that was one of our big achievements. But equally so, we're totally at home doing a single column inspection, 2 or 3 men, it doesn't matter. It's the small jobs, the big jobs. That's where we excel, and we treat everything with exactly the same focus and enthusiasm. One of the biggest challenges that we face as a group moving forward, not just my division, but the group and the engineering sector as a whole, is the skill shortage. There is a national skill shortage for engineers. Even going back into the mid-2000s when I started DTEC Site Services, I looked at the average age of the workforce and it was round about 50, and I set about trying to get that down and succeeded over 3-4 years. We got the average age to just over 40, and I did that by going into engineering colleges, doing career days and trying to entice young engineers into what is effectively the contracting sector. We actually started a training school of our own in a small way. We had a small distillation column that we could actually put guys through and do our training. But once Engenda got involved, I was able to develop that far greater, and we built a training school of epic proportions where we've got working at height, confined space rescue. We got it ECITB approved, so that we're actually an ECITB approved trainer, and that's been one of the real success stories. The future seems to be bright. We're very, very confident of the direction that we're going in Engenda as a whole. From the columns division that I head up, we're trying to take that now further into Europe. We do a lot of work in Western Europe, a campaign now to move it into Eastern Europe, and then probably a little bit further afield, maybe the Middle East and ultimately the Far East. There's a lot of refining out there that we're not scratching the surface of, so a lot of hard work in sales and business development to come in the coming few years for me, and I think that if we continue to grow at the rate that we're growing at the moment, then the future is certainly bright for my division and Engenda as a whole.